I think we all know what this means. Hello there, I'm Alexis, and NSABERS has just sent me a package. And I think by the packaging you might have gotten a clue that it is a lightsaber. But not just a plain old lightsaber, Darth Maul's double-bladed lightsaber from The Phantom Menace. Before we start, if you're looking into getting a saber, check out NSABERS, and you can use my code, ALEXIS7, save some credits on your saber, and also support me, which I would really appreciate. So go check out NSABERS, I have a link in the description, and treat yourself to a much needed lightsaber, and also support me and save some money on that lightsaber. Okay, are we ready? I just love that. Okay. Opening a lightsaber will always just bring out like all of the excitement inside of me. Here's what it looks like inside the box. So let's take a look. In this box, some NSABERS gloves, blade plugs to keep your Neopixel in best condition when you're not using it, some other various parts and screws, chargers, a display plaque, so shiny, an instruction manual, and a display stand. And I'm not going to forget about the most important part, the hilts and the two Neopixel blades. I got 32-inch. Are we ready to see Darth Maul's saber? Here it is, in the plastic wrap. It kind of feels like surreal that I'm having such an accurate thing from Star Wars in real life in my hands that I own. Oh my goodness. Take a look at that. Beauty. There's so many buttons on it, but it makes sense because both sides of the saber in the movie led up separately. Lightsabers are just the coolest thing, and I just can't believe how real they've gotten. Pull a Luke Skywalker real quick. Here's the inside of the hilt in case you wanted to see too. Taking a look at the hilt right now though, it actually seems really functional, which is a quality I've heard a lot of replica sabers don't really have. And Maul's saber isn't like extremely shiny like Anakin's, so it's not something that you're gonna get fingerprints all over and it's just gonna look dirty and bad. Yeah, the material is just functional. And also these buttons are very flat on the hilt, so when you're trying to spin it, there's a great place to hold your hand and there aren't really any obstructions. So yeah, it'll look good and you can work on your double-bladed spins with it. And the last thing in the box is the two 32-inch Neopixel blades. Here they are, and they come with some nice covers on the bottom to protect the Neopixel magic. And these feel so lightweight. It's actually really nice. So in Star Wars canon, we first see Maul using his saber in The Phantom Menace in the duel against Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan on Naboo. It was actually two sabers fused together and they could ignite separately. It proved very helpful in fighting against two opponents until Obi-Wan took advantage of the low ground and cut both Maul and his saber in half. In Maul's Clone Wars appearance, he's left with a single side of his saber that he somehow retrieved, maybe with the help of the Night Sisters. But we see that again he has a double-bladed saber in his battle against Ahsoka in the Clone Wars season finale on Mandalore. And it's said that the other half of his saber is Asajj Ventress's old saber, and he fused it with his remaining half of his saber. And on the NSABERS website you can actually get that saber, which is kind of cool because you can have your double-bladed saber and then kind of like two sabers in one if you take them apart. I'm gonna get these blades screwed into the hilt. Saber is all put together and I've got the Darth Maul sound font on. I'm feeling that Neopixel feeling. I just want to hug it. And look how the light shines through these spots on the hilt. So epic. There's one more thing. This isn't just a double-bladed lightsaber. It is actually two lightsabers attached together with this little fancy hilt attachment piece. You just take this piece and screw it to the bottom of both sabers, or you can unscrew it and have two sabers. I think that's some awesome value because you can like duel with a friend or practice your dual wielding and practice your double-bladed spins or just your single-bladed spins. You can literally do everything. But let's really go prove that and do a spin test. I've got the Force Park app on where you can control all of the saber functions. And let's turn this thing on. Here's my first attempt at some figure 8 spins with the double-bladed saber. I think they went pretty well. As I thought, this hilt is really easy to spin and the saber isn't too heavy. Doing some sort of helicopter move here. Right in the middle here is a pretty open spot to grip the saber. My immediate instinct when I'm holding literally anything is to Obi-Anning it, and of course I decided to Obi-Anning the saber and whacked the ground. The hum on the saber sounds really nice. Here's a closer look at the functional and beautiful hilt. It's fun to get used to a new style of saber and play around with it. The colors can either be changed manually or on the Force Park app, and I changed it to this yellowish green. I think I'm getting a hang of these figure 8 spins. Here I'm changing the color of the blades to have two different colors on each side. And silly me attempted to OB-NE again, but thankfully I made it out. And I tried some double-bladed spins. These just sound so crisp, and they're actually really fun to spin with. And here's another look at the hilt, but split into two. There are so many sound fonts on these sabers.
Is this training? My training? No. Always training. The universe is. Master Windu. I am told it is the dark saber.
This dark saber one is my favorite NSABERS sound font. The swings are just so sharp and powerful.
Master Mundi. General Kenobi. Quinlan Pause. Reborn. Impel Guard. Star Killer. Ventress.
Leia.
Ahsoka. Anakin. Ayla Secura. Death of the Lava. Kenobi. Kenobi.
There are loads of ignitions on this thing, but here's one of them. It's so bright that like it hurt my eyes. Here's another ignition, but I showed more of these in my other NSABERS video. I'm using the app here to cycle through all of the colors of the saber. I feel so lucky to own such a realistic lightsaber. And we had to finish off with one of the many great blade styles, the rainbow one. I hope my spins were good. I might need some lessons from Darth Maul. Taking a closer look at the hilt though, it has these cool designs at the opening which the light shines through, and two rings where the blade come out. There's so many buttons, which are awesome details. They're not all functional, only 2 buttons on each saber are, and just a very nice silver. It looks great, of course. So thank you to NSABERS for continuing to make my Neopixel dreams come true. Go check them out and treat yourself to a beautiful saber. And if you do, remember to use my code ALEXIS7, please. And that's all for today. And goodbye, and may the force be with you.